Hi, I'm Erika Barnhart, and welcome to the Pause and Fast podcast. I've lost nearly 90 pounds with healthy eating and clean fasting, but more importantly, I have gained clarity, confidence, and control. Here, we talk about clean fasting, real self-care, and choosing yourself just one pause at a time. Just a quick note, this podcast is for informational purposes and inspiration only, so always check with your healthcare provider. And with that being said, let's grab our cup of coffee or your water and we'll dive right in. Hi, I'm Erika Barnhart and welcome to the Pause and Fast podcast. I am so excited to introduce my guest today, Michelle Montone. Michelle is a 44-year-old from Orlando, Florida, and she's working as a trainer. And I'm so excited to have you here, Michelle. How are you doing today?
Hey, Erica. I'm great. How are you? It's so great to be on again for so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we talked, right?
I know,
Maybe
right?
even 2 years.
I think it's been about 2 years. Yeah,
Wow. Wow, time
yeah,
flies.
it does. It does.
Just another testament that fasting is everlasting.
It is everlasting. And the fact that we're still talking about fasting 2 years later says a lot.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. This is the only thing I've stuck to and will continue to. Like I feel confident enough to say I'm a
Yeah.
faster. So,
Yeah.
and I just love talking to other fasters like you. And a lot of
Same.
people know you and where you come from. But could we start a little bit about why you started intermittent fasting and
Sure,
when was
of
that?
course. Yeah, of course. I love telling the story. Okay, so I'm coming up on my 6 year anniversary of the start date, which was January 24th, 2020. Crazy year. I was a couple of months in, 3 months in when COVID hit. But despite all the craziness, I'm still here. And I lost 50 pounds in 2020 in about 10 months and just through clean fasting alone. And as the weight started to come off, I incorporated more movement. And yeah, in October of 2020, I reached my goal of losing 50 pounds. I started at I don't even know. I was over 200 pounds at some point, but the starting weight on the scale was like 190 if you're into numbers. And then
Hmm.
I got down to 140. I've been sitting there ever since. And I put a question mark at the end of that because I have not weighed myself in probably 3 years. I know that people are like, what the hell? Like, how do you not, you go to the doctor, right? Yeah, I just ask them not to show me. I just tell them, like, if there's any change, let me know, like any significant change. But I go how I feel, how my clothes fit, and
I love
everything
that.
is the same. All my clothes fit the same. I feel great. I am really healthy. I'm thriving at 44 in the depths of perimenopause, which I'm definitely in. So yeah,
Yeah, that's something else we could talk about for sure.
sure.
What kind of changes have you seen? How do you know that you're in perimenopause?
My changes started very into my late 30s.
Okay.
So I'm really into it at this point. So around after I had my second son, I was 36 when I had my second son. And that's when things for me with my like sugar addiction and gaining all the weight, that's when it got super, super bad. Had my second son and blew up. And that's when all the sugar addiction started. That was my main problem. And as far as symptom wise, perimenopause, it was very touch and go for years. I didn't know what I was in. I didn't know what I was experiencing. For me, it was a lot of like aggression. I don't know if that you're like a lot of anxiety that led to like being really angry, like out of nowhere for no reason.
Okay.
And not only that, like your body starts to change, like you can't really lose weight at all, like no matter what you do. But beyond that, I wasn't sleeping well. Like I would be up 3 in the morning. I haven't got a lot of hot flashes. I know people talk about hot flashes a lot. I don't experience hot flashes. I didn't then. I do now once in a while. The biggest thing, and this might be TMI for the male audience, so maybe just fast forward from here. My periods started coming really, really close together, which that's not what it's in perimenopause. It's either supposed to go the natural, most common way is for them to get really far apart. And then once you have a whole year with no period, you're considered
In menopause.
you're considered post-menopause. Your menopause is the day that you haven't had a period for 1 year, right? Everything
Yes.
before is peri, everything after is post. So I had like every symptom, which was pretty much killing me. The no sleep, the rage, lots of bipolar type mood swings. And, the sleep thing was probably the worst.
And that's not helping anything.
I could go on and on about weird other symptoms that I've experienced since then, like itchy ears and like frozen shoulder,
Oh,
like all
yes.
these weird things that happen, like random weird things. But the sleep thing was the biggest problem for me. Fast forward to like 2 years ago, I started seeing an integrative doctor who focuses on hormones. So I got on, of course, I got tested, right? I never would
Yeah.
tell anyone to just like, I see a lot of ads on like, take this, take that to regulate your hormones. I'm like, bro, no, you can't do that. Go get yourself tested, have your levels tested correctly. I recommend by an integrative doctor. So I got all my levels tested, and mind you, I went to a regular doctor for years before that who had no problem giving me a uterine ablation. 3 years ago, I
Wow.
had a uterine ablation because I was basically bleeding to death every month. So it had to do something. They had no problem doing that. They had no problem at all, but they would not give me hormones. They said, "You're not in perimenopause," because to them, my levels were within normal range for my age, but
Yes.
not optimal. I still felt terrible. And I said, something's still wrong. That's how I got to the integrated doctor. At
Yeah.
that point, she said, no, your progesterone is way too low. You're not metabolizing estrogen correctly. So since then, I've been on progesterone at night, and then I've been on like an estrogen metabolizer during the day. It's a supplement, totally natural, but it's been life changing because my sleep quality's gotten a lot better. I'm just not as on edge anymore. I feel more like me.
More like you. That's something
Yeah,
I hear a lot of people say. It's like actually a symptom. I don't feel like myself.
I
It's,
didn't. I felt like a
yeah.
stranger in my own skin. And it was awful. And I still wake up on days when I look at myself and I go, dang, like, what is happening? Because I don't feel 44. I feel better now than I did when I was like in my 20s.
Uh,
So I call that a
yeah,
win.
I call that a win, and I'm glad that you found a doctor who's working with you.
Yeah,
And everybody I've talked to said that it takes a little bit of tweaking
it
and really
does.
learning your body to find it out. But I'm
100%.
glad that you found somebody who's not just going to ignore those symptoms.
Yeah. And I realize this is not a podcast about hormones, but here we are.
But here we are.
Talking about, but to how fasting has been part of my life since I started perimenopause pretty much.
Yes.
So, and there's a lot of chatter out there, and there's a lot of books out, well, there's one book out there that I don't love, and it's basically saying that you shouldn't fast if you are on your period or like certain date, your luteal phase, you should scale back. And I got to be honest, I don't agree with any of it. I think that you need to pay attention to your own body and not go off a book that's written by a chiropractor about hormones. I don't know. However, as far as hormones with me and fasting go, I've never changed anything knowingly. Okay. I just listen to my body. Like there are days in my luteal phase where I eat more. It's just,
Yeah.
I can see it, you know?
Absolutely. And someone else had suggested that book, but I agree with you, Michelle. I read the book. It maybe had a few good things in
It
it,
does. Yeah.
like maybe a sweet potato is going to help support my progesterone, but
And that's
that's
true.
all was I
But
needed was a sweet potato. But other than that,
you just eat a sweet potato, girl. You'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. You don't have to read the book. I'll just tell you the highlights. That's all.
Right. Yeah. End of story.
End of story. Yeah, I feel the same way. I've never really had to change anything except for, like you had said, maybe I'm a little extra hungry right before my cycle begins or whatever. But my body tells me that, and I just listen, and there's no
100%.
stress. And when I did read that, and we'll go back, I got a lot of diet brain. I'm like, oh, I did something wrong, or I'm going to hurt
Same.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the point where I was like, this is ridiculous. And I'm so glad. That's actually part of the reason I wanted to do this too, just so people know that a lot of people aren't following all of those rules. They're doing just fine.
Right, right. And you do you. Listen to your own body. You're a unique person, and you're going to need different things than somebody else. There might be women out there who don't change anything when they're going through their luteal or their periods or whatever phase of your cycle you're in. And that's fine. You might be fine like that. But if you feel like you're waking up in the morning and you're like, whoa, like this is intense. Like, here's an example. If I don't sleep good, like I'll wake up and be like, my cortisol's up. I can feel it
Mm,
that day. I probably will open my window earlier than normal. Like maybe I don't have an 18-hour fast that day, which is my daily goal. Maybe I'm going to scale back and have a 15-hour fast that day. That's okay.
that's okay.
I don't even
You can,
care. And
I,
I
yeah,
am the same weight for 6 years. just go with what your body feels. Now, if you feel
Absolutely.
like eating a dozen donuts, then we have to have a different conversation.
Yeah,
But within
that's what I
reason.
ask myself. Am I craving real food or am I craving something for the wrong reasons? And I'm like, no, if I was really hungry, I'd be craving vegetables or protein or
Hmm.
something healthy for me. So,
Right.
a good question to ask yourself. So, you did mention that you like to try to hit 18 hours. So, tell me a little bit about what does your current fasting schedule look like for a typical week?
So I still keep track on like an app on my phone, like a crazy person. My husband thinks I'm insane because I'm still keeping track. I like it. It keeps me accountable. But my average day is I aim for 18 hours. Do
Okay.
I make it to 18 every day? No. Do I go over it sometimes? Yeah. Not usually just because I'm at work now and I kind of like I set it up that way. Like, oh, if I have to work till noon, like the days I work till noon, I plan a long fast that day.
Okay.
And then like days that I'm going to work now, I have to be there at 10:30. I'll break my fast earlier that day. So it just really depends on the day. 18 is usually my goal and I get there about 4 or 5 times a week. The rest is about 16-ish. I've been in maintenance for a long time though. When I was in losing back in 2020, that was a whole different schedule. Whole
So
different one.
it's been 6 years, and
Mm,
you lost your weight in about less than a year, 10 months you had said.
yeah.
So what did you find was your weight loss protocol?
Weight loss protocol was different. So I was mostly OMAD for does you don't know what that means, one meal a day. But
Mhm.
I did it the Jen Stevens way, which is like a very long 3-course meal where I would open my window for about 4 hours in the day. So I do like a 24 pattern, and I'd make sure I'd hit that 24 like 3 times a week. And 4-hour eating window, I'd start out with like something small to kind of open like maybe a little yogurt or something, and then move on to more protein like eggs or something like that, and then close it with like a little something like sweet. I don't know, like scoop of peanut butter or something like that. And
Mm.
that's what I would do 3 times a week. The other days I usually 18-6 ish. Once a month, I throw in a 24-hour fast. And I really found that that would help me break through any plateau that I reached because, we reach them all the time when you're in your fat loss journey, weight loss journey. And that really helped me. I know some people will mess around with more, but that wasn't for me. I never did like anything. I think the longest fast I did was 24 hours ever, maybe 25 at some point.
Right, but nothing like an ADF
No.
schedule.
It wasn't for me. I tried
Yeah.
it once and I went to go to bed and I felt like I could run a mile. I had like way too much energy. I was like, "Holy moly, I'm never gonna fall asleep." And I'm just like, I had to go eat something to like calm down.
People have told me that before. Yeah, I think it's because you're in fat burning mode and your body
Yeah,
just has so
you
much
are.
fat to burn.
Yeah, you are like in ketosis. You're very much in fat burning mode. And if you have a hard time with sleep, like I have my whole life, then for me it wasn't in my cards. But I can see where it helps people.
Absolutely. I think it's a
Yeah.
great protocol for some people, but that's important to remark that you do not need to do alternate day
Mm-mm.
fasting. So many people ask me, like, should I be trying to work into this? And I'm tell them every time that's totally up to you. Is
Yeah.
it a goal to maybe try someday to see if you like it? Yeah, try it and see. But it's not a rule or a requirement.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. And
No.
it's like if you are just new to the fasting world and you are like introduced to this idea and think that it might help you, it does seem like it's extreme because it can be. I mean, and then some people are like, "Oh, this is just my normal." And you're used to it. That's fine if it works for you, you know? You have to find what works for you and that's the beauty of fasting. It's so you could just make it your own.
Ah,
As long as you're clean fasting every day, what you do in those time, that's you. That's you.
that's you. And that's what I love. One of the most things about it. It's great. It's so flexible and
It
everybody's
is.
different. And it really has taught me that about bio individuality, right?
Yeah.
I talked to some people that say ADF was key for them. Some people
Mhm.
said they could have 5 hour eating windows every day and still lose weight. So
Yeah.
it's all about, it gives you the power to find out what your body likes.
Yeah. 100% flexibility of schedule and adaptability for long-term health because we're not just doing this for weight loss. We're doing this for our long-term health. Like that's a different animal. When you look at the
Absolutely.
short picture, and you just see this as a weight loss protocol, your mind's not in the right place. If you're
Right.
listening to this and you think, I'm just going into this for weight loss and it's just for vanity. I mean, that's okay. I want to look good too. We all do. But it's so much more than that because I'm sitting here 6 years later, same weight, fine. But to me, what's more exciting is that I've been able to come off every prescription I've been on, every single I had IBS, I had migraines, like chronic migraines, all these things, they're gone. Like I don't have problems with any of those things anymore. So the health benefits highly outweigh the weight loss benefits.
Absolutely. That's a great point as well. Something that's always mentioned is a powerful why beyond weight loss.
Yeah.
And I totally love that. And it sounds like you found a few. What other surprising benefits have you found other than weight loss?
Um, Total or body recomposition. Like I know that we're talking about health and I'm gonna go back to that for a second, but
Yes.
my whole structure of my body different and I'm smaller than I was in high school, which doesn't make any sense to me, but here it is. My feet shrunk a little bit. I have my hair definitely grew back. Thank you, hormones, because the fasting was a little tough on my hair, I will say at first during the weight loss. And people have the same problem, but don't get discouraged by that. Your hair will come back. But besides that, I was on H blockers for like 18 years. H blockers are like for Harper. So I was
Okay.
on, what was I on? I forget the name of it. A really popular one. I was on it for a long time. I was told in my early 20s, I had a hiatal hernia in my stomach. So I had like chronic heartburn. And I was just told, here, take this pill for the rest of your life. And
Ugh.
then I didn't like that. But, I wasn't like functioning without it. Every day I had to have. So when I went to the integrative doctor that I was talking about earlier, she's like, we got to get you off these things. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing, I had a scope like 3 years before, and it was after I reached my weight loss goals with fasting. And here's the craziest thing in the world, dude. They couldn't find a hernia anymore.
What?
It's not there. And I said, is this possible that it healed? They're like, it happens, I get. Like they literally did not know what to say to me. "Oh, what do I do? Do I keep taking it's Prilosec, sorry, Prilosec. Do I just keep taking it?
Yes.
Do I not? Like, yeah, we can give you a surgery to like fix the flap or whatever to fix the heartburn, but it might not last that long." And I'm like, I'm done with you guys. Like, I am done. All they wanted to do was give me more pills, do a surgery, this and that, for absolutely no reason because they said your hernia is not there. We don't see any problems.
So that's wild to me that they'd even consider doing a surgery
Oh, they'll
just to
do
guess.
whatever. Yeah, because you have heartburn because you tell them you have heartburn. So I'm like, no, no, no. So I go to the integrative doctor and she's like, we got it. Is going to cause you all kinds of problems. It causes cancer. It causes all kinds of stuff. It's not meant for long-term use, but it's being prescribed all the time. And now it's over the counter. So people are using it every single day and they don't realize it's not for long-term use. Not. So it took me a little while. I was on some really strong digestive enzymes, all natural, that she gave me. And it took about, I don't know, a month though, but I'm off of them. I've been off of them for 2 years and I don't
Wow.
have heartburn anymore. Like, I'm okay. The other thing that I did that was very integral to my gut healing was, girl, I had to quit that coffee. I quit coffee 2 years ago and I just drink tea now. I am an
Oh,
exclusive tea drinker. I'm not I love coffee. I love the smell of it, but it absolutely was destroying my gut, ripping
okay.
it to shreds. And as you know, we're fasters, we clean fast. Black coffee on an empty stomach for me was absolutely destroying me. So I stopped that. I just do tea in the morning, mostly just water, really, until
Okay.
my window opens. Um, and I'm good. I'm off the H blockers. That was such a huge win. Beyond that, just being able to fit into the same clothes every year is really great. Like,
Oh, yeah.
money
Isn't that
saving.
nice?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Um, that's wild to me right now. That's something I've, like, never really been able to do. It seems like I was always growing out of clothes or, not even to find clothes that I liked. Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Or maybe I was even not spending money on my clothes because I would always say, "Well, I'm not gonna be in this size for long."
Right,
Right? And
right.
now I'm like, "Oh, I just, like I'm a size 8." And I
You're
love
like,
that.
yeah, and you can buy whatever you want. You know, you can just keep it forever because it's always going to fit you as long as you're clean fasting.
Yes, I've even found myself spending a little bit more money on some things, like I got a real leather belt. I spent $50 on a belt for the first time in my life.
Right, because you know what? This belt, I'm gonna have it forever. I'll always be able to wear this belt, and a belt is so versatile. I was actually just that's so funny. I was just thinking I want a nice belt because I could always, and that was holding me back before. I didn't want to keep buying different size belts.
Right, so I was buying
Yeah.
cheap belts or whatever, not
Mm-hmm.
real ones, because I knew, oh, I wasn't gonna be in them for long. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I liked it so much, I got one of each color. First, I bought brown, and I was like, "I deserve a black one too."
You
So I
do
went and
deserve a
bought a
black
black.
one. You're right. You're right. I love
Thanks,
that.
girl. Thanks, I feel real cute in my belts.
Yeah, but you've
But
inspired me. I'm gonna go get a belt now.
you need to go get a belt.
I do. I really do.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about how we've touched on this, but how
Yeah.
intermittent fasting has helped with your mindset, your stress
Yeah.
levels. Do you think that that is helping you with that as well?
Yeah, I think that fasting overall is a discipline. You have to look at it that way. And so when you're going to engage in any or be on that journey with any discipline, I think it helps your mindset with everything in life because you have the discipline to delay the foods you want. So you can have the discipline to, for example, delay other things that you're trying to not have or maybe do better with. So for me, booze was a huge thing for me that like I was able to delay my booze. I delayed it for a month one time and I delayed it for more. But like for me, my mindset around that was really has really changed a lot. But the most important thing is my mindset around food. I have no there's no food noise anymore. I don't really I eat what I want, but what I want has changed so much that my mindset around food and the scale and the way I see myself, really, my self image, that's the shift that I wanted, that I needed. I grew up very much not liking myself, not liking the way I looked. I had a very toxic kind of relationship with my mother. I was put down a lot for my weight. That's a whole nother situation or another discussion. But I had some major body dysmorphia. I've
Yeah.
always had that. That has now gone away. And my mindset around food, my mindset around, like I said, my self image and how I feel about myself, it's much different now. I don't let the scale define me. I don't let society try to influence me of what to do with food. That was not even like the big part of it. It was more just like getting these jabs from my own mother.
Yeah.
And
The people
it's hard to
closest
talk
to
about
us.
this stuff. Yeah, right. And
Yes.
I know I'm not the only one. I know that there's other people out there that have dealt with this from the people that are closest to them. And it's
Yeah.
not easy. So you grow up thinking, I'm never gonna be what they want. I'm never gonna be what I want. But I can say with confidence now, I love myself and I love everything that I'm doing for myself at this time. I love the way I look. I love the way I feel. And that really is what I wanted with the mindset where I was going with fasting because it really has helped me heal from all that crap that I put up with in my childhood. And I'm going to say, I love my mother. I have a great relationship with her now, but it's in the past and that's where I'm going to keep it. But that was my mind shift that I wanted. I wanted to not worry anymore about the way I looked, what I weighed. I mean, I'm talking
Yes.
like the scale, if it fluctuated just half a pound, I would go insane and I would, be working out 10 times harder and like counting all my calories and like only eating spinach and like freaking veggie burgers.
Ugh.
Yeah. It was just so bad. Like I just felt like I was denied all the good things. I constantly felt deprived. I don't feel that anymore.
And that's so much freedom
Yeah.
there as well. And
Total
I
freedom.
could really relate to that as
Yeah.
well. Whenever my parents are great, but whenever they recognize that I was also like a heavy child, so I recognized quickly if I was eating vegetables, I got praised. I probably got judged whenever I was eating cake. I felt it all the time. And to the point where like I would lose weight and then I would hit the goal at the time or whatnot, and then I would sneak and eat things. It was almost like spiteful to
That's
it.
how I got that same thing. Same thing. I got very sneaky. And so when I did reach my highest weight in my 30s there, in my late 30s, I was sneaking like Reese's in like the closet, like hiding the wrappers in the in the trash. And I'm like,
Yes.
whoa,
Yeah, you have to do a
who am
little
I hiding this
reflection.
from? Like, what is happening here?
And then I realized I was probably hiding it from myself, right?
Right. I'm
If
like,
I
my husband doesn't care. Like, I didn't want to see it. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm hiding it.
No, he
And
never cares that I eat a
uh,
Reese's cup. In fact, I had to stop him from buying them from me. He would bring me one home every day if I let him. So
he's
I
sweet.
wasn't hiding them from him. It was just my own
Yeah.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
Now I don't even like Reese's cups.
Same. I was just gonna say they taste like chemicals to me now. I'm like, oh, not
That
here
is
for it.
something that I did not expect at all. Because
No, me neither. Because Reese's was one of those candies where I was like, oh, it's the best. Like, you can't not like a Reese's, right?
right.
Welcome to being an intermittent faster for a while. You will not like them anymore.
Yeah, it's a wild thing. I remember having this conversation with my girlfriends in high school or whatever, and I said, whenever I have my own house, I'm always going to have Reese's peanut butter cups and Fruity Pebbles.
I'm gonna do what I want.
I can
I'm
do
gonna
what I
have all the
want.
Reese's I want. That's
All
great.
the
Oh my
Reese's and Fruity
gosh.
Pebbles I want, and now I don't want either of those. That gross.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
How has your food choices changed since you became intermittent faster?
Gosh, the evolution of my food has been crazy. So when I first started fasting, I absolutely did nothing to change what I was eating. How I was eating, I focused only on fasting, trying to get through my clean fast every day, and I ate exactly how I was eating before.
Okay.
But here's the big but. As we moved through the process, what I realized was that all the foods I was eating before were making me feel really ill. Because here's the thing, you fast for X amount of hours, you break your fast with the same crap you were eating before, your body is going to feel it immediately. I mean, like, whoa. Like if you eat a
Right.
break your fast with a donut first, I'm just picking the grossest thing I can think of, a donut to break your fast. Like donuts are delicious, fine, but like don't break your fast with something terrible. Like I was doing things like that, like breaking my fast with stuff that I would eat before
Right.
and eating those things in my window and then almost just feeling just so sick from it. And I'm like, so like as I said, like I ate what I want at first, but I've wanted has changed so much over the years. When I hit my goal, I was got really focused on building muscle and then toning my body. So at that point, I went full carnivore. I want to say the end of 2020, I started pretty much focusing on about a 90% carnivore diet because I was eating a little bit of carbs, just tiny, very healthy carbs, very small amounts.
Right.
That for me was kind of overkill because I was so focused on like eating 120 grams of protein every day. I was like, I felt too full, right? I couldn't do it.
Right.
I scaled back. And now I'd say like I don't really focus on a specific diet. I like to call myself a qualitarian because to
I
me,
like that.
it's all about the quality of the food that I'm eating. So I do eat a protein-based diet, but I'm not in any specific like diet. I eat what I want. I will tell you I eat a sweet every single day. I don't care. My sweets of choice is a scoop of peanut butter and a scoop of I buy this like kind of crunchy Nutella that doesn't have the oils in it, and I just
Oh,
make it.
nice.
It's like a Reese's kind of, but
But your
that's
own.
just yeah, but my own. And so like my kids are so funny. They're like, oh, she's having her treat again. There she is. Like, yes, I'm having my treat. This is my treat. Whatever. But like, yeah, like if the kids are here, like Christmas was we had Christmas cookies and stuff. I ate Christmas cookies. I
Yes.
just kept fasting every day. Guess what? I gained 0 pounds. Like
Yeah. Oh, your clothes still fit. You made it through the
everything's
holidays.
fine. We're good. Then that's the other thing. The holiday weight gain. Every year it was just so bad. And I felt like I was gaining the same 5, 10 pounds every year. That's not the case anymore. That's not the
No,
case. And that's another freedom.
that's another freedom as well. That was me. Every holiday or every vacation,
Hmm.
I just knew that I'd have to come home and then punish myself, and
Yes.
that's all
And
gone.
it was like a cycle because let's face it, that's life. You're always going to be, there's a holiday every year. I mean, let's face it, nowadays there's a holiday all the time. There's always a
Every
special
month.
occasion, right? You have birthdays, you have trips, vacations, whatever. Your life is moving. That's good. You're living. But like, look at what you're doing. Are you injecting yourself with a GLP-1 every day? I'm not. I just want to, before I go into this, I don't want to judge anyone who's doing GLP-1. I can tell you that I've seen it work great. I've seen people get healthy, get their life back on track. So if you're on your health journey, I'm not judging you. But is it sustainable for your
Right.
whole life? Because every single doctor that I've ever talked to about it has said that their patients all gain the weight back plus 15% more.
Wow. The stories I love hearing the most. I've heard very few of them. But when someone uses that to lose weight and help control some of their,
Mhm,
ailments such as
mhm,
diabetes, and
sure.
then comes up with an alternate plan and starts utilizing it.
That's the
But so
problem.
many people aren't coming up with the plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no like post GLP-1, like, what do I do now? Like, you've reached your weight loss goal. Like, I genuinely want to know, like, maybe your listeners could like
Yes.
educate us. Like, when you hit that goal, like, what do you do? What does the doctor tell you to do at that point? Like, do you go back to just eating like it the way you were? I really feel like a lot of this is just like they give you this very expensive medication and they're like, here, you have to pay $1,000 a month to lose the weight. It's going to totally paralyze your digestive system, not to mention all the possible side effects.
It's a
But
little scary.
it's a lot scary. It's crazy. But here, you're going to take this, but we want you to change your diet and your lifestyle too. It's really, really important that you do that. Do you think they're losing weight because of the GLP-1, or do you think they're losing weight because they're changing their diet and their lifestyle? I just don't know. Like, I'm not really buying it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, and I really don't care. Fine, come at me. But you change your diet and your lifestyle, you come off the GLP-1, you still have to stay with that healthy diet and lifestyle. Is
Yes.
it sustainable? If you can sustain, the $1,000 a month injection every day, then please move forward. If you have no side effects at all, if you feel great, move forward. I'm happy for you. But at the end of the day, if you can't sustain that financially, physically, and then not to mention all of the possible long-term side effects, I would highly encourage you to just give fasting a try. Just try it. You have nothing to
Just
lose.
try it. And all the research that I understand as well, fasting increases the same hormones that a GLP-1 does. It's like a
It does.
natural GLP-1.
It
So
is.
before you try it, try fasting,
It
I would
does.
say.
Yep. Where every time you go in a clean fast, you're increasing your HGH, your human growth hormone. I mean, that's how we increase our metabolism. That's how we get into fat burning mode. We don't need to paralyze our digestive system to do so. Um, yeah, I would say encourage anyone to give fasting a try.
Well, and that just brings me back to too, Michelle, just to touch on fasting has given me confidence to know I can make better choices. It
Mm,
got rid of the food noise that so many people say the GLP-1 helps with. So the food noise is gone. I'm able to make
mm,
better decisions. So use that moment to start, like even focusing on what's good for your gut microbiome or something. So your body starts craving
absolutely.
more healthy foods.
Yep, absolutely. And you will over time. That's called appetite correction. Like at first it's going to seem just really hard. And that's why people don't stick with it because it is hard at first. And here's the sad, really cold hard truth. And listen very carefully. Anything worth having is hard.
Right.
That's it. But it's not always going to be hard. The first couple of months are hard. Then it gets easy. And I promise you, Erica and I would not be sitting here if it wasn't easy right now.
No, it's like now fasting is just natural.
100.
At first, it felt so weird because we were used to eating so frequently and all of the
Yeah.
things. And now, like you said, I hit 18 hours just by accident. I don't want to
Yeah.
eat until then. I'm not even
Yeah.
trying anymore.
No,
No.
no. I mean, I do all the things before I break my fast. I get my kids ready for school. Feed them breakfast. I get myself ready. I work out. I come home. I usually am cleaning, or I have to go to work, or I come on a podcast. Whatever it is, like I'm doing all the things before I eat. I don't do all the things, but I do a lot of things before I
A
eat.
lot.
The distractions, the projects, the working out, it all keeps me like I wake up hungry sometimes, but it's like my body's used to it. My body knows, hey, you're not getting food until later. Like, deal with it. Like,
Deal with it.
it's if hunger pains, that's just your body like doing what it's supposed to do. Don't be afraid. You're hungry. Don't be afraid. Like, hunger is okay. We're meant
That
to be
was
hungry. We're
scary at
not meant to be
first, too.
stuffing our face all day, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling those hunger pains just always felt like at first it was like, oh my gosh, I need to eat. And now I
Hmm.
feel it as like a signal that I'm going into my fat burning mode. It goes away so quickly. Or real hunger is different and I can tell the difference.
And the real hunger makes us physically have a physical response, not just your belly's rumbling and you're kind of like, eh. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you have a physical response when you either accidentally break your fast, maybe you like have some iced tea with a flavor in it or something that you weren't aware. I've done that before.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, like, or you actually do just you're at that you just need to eat. And don't be anyone's hero. Like, if you're having a physical response, you need to eat. That's
Yeah,
it.
just like hiding the Reese's peanut butter cup. No one's watching your eating window either. So whatever you
Nobody
feel
is.
like you need to eat, it's your choice.
Yeah, you do you.
Yeah, you do you, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, real
100%.
quick, we had talked a little bit about how you're working as a trainer now.
Mm.
Do you always do your workouts fasted? Is that your preference?
Yeah, yeah. I cannot eat. It's funny that you asked that because I get that a lot, especially with members in my studio asking about fasting. They know what I do and what I'm about. Most of them do, some of them don't. That's a very common question because I do heated workouts. I
Oh,
work out in a infrared sauna. It's 125 degrees, and everybody's like, "How the heck can you do that fasted?" And I'm like, "How do you do it not fasted?" Working out with a full stomach, I can't actually even imagine it. I work out in the mornings. I'm still like very much in my fast. I drink a lot of water. I put unflavored electrolytes in there or just some salt. You just keep going. But yeah, like I'm always working out fasted. I prefer it that way. Since I've started working though, I've had to work out in the afternoons after my shift sometimes. And I can tell you, because I've already broken my fast at that point, my workouts are like 30% worse, maybe even
oh,
like 40 or 50% worse. Like I just don't have it. I'm doing it because I need to get through the motions because I have to exercise every day. Like, it's what I have to do. The quality of my workouts between fasted and non-fasted, I mean, it's just no difference. I have to do it fasted. It's just that,
there's
yeah,
something about it working out fasted. It actually
yeah.
gives you more of a rush, like a little adrenaline boost.
It really does. I wouldn't say out the gate to do it if you're new to fasting. I'd say do baby steps. Don't start your fasting journey and think you're going to go do some crazy fasted workout and be some kind of hero. Like, no, you need to start out just focus on the fasting and then take baby steps with the fasted workouts because yeah, it's just like with the fasting, your body's going to have to adapt to it. If you break off too much too soon, you might be finding yourself passed out on the gym floor, and nobody wants that.
No, no, save yourself. But I think with everything, it's just good to just take things slowly, see what your body's capable of. Start
Hmm.
with a walk before you
Yeah.
jump into a heated
Yes.
workout.
That is
That
good
sounds like
advice.
something interesting.
It is. People think I'm crazy, and it's funny because I get those people to like get over to my side. Like my husband, when I started working out in the saunas, he's like, "You are crazy," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "But then he's like, I kind of want to try it now," and I'm like, "Okay." And now like he's like super addicted to it, like I am.
I bet. I bet it's like a really good detox as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it
I
is.
have to ask, have you ever done cold plunge?
I personally can't cold plunge because I
Okay.
I have the more research that comes out about cold plunge and people who are neuro spicy. I This is a whole nother thing, but
Hmm.
I was late diagnosed this past year with ADHD. Okay. So I have a whole mess of kind of weird stuff that goes on with that. I handle all that stuff without medication because I do not like any of the ADHD medications out there. Because of that, I cannot cold plunge. It's like your body doesn't know that you're just in the cold water. It thinks you're dying. like
Okay.
and my body will literally like I will have like a pain. I just don't want to put much cortisol. My cortisol will go up and that's not really the point.
That
So
makes
for
sense.
me, cold plunges and I just hate cold. I hate being
Me
cold.
too.
I freaking hate it. So for me, the infrared sauna is where it's at. And I would encourage anyone who's on their fasting journey, who wants to amp up their fitness journey, give it a try because heated exercise is next freaking level, people. It is
All
next
right.
level. I mean, girl, you got to try it.
Okay.
It is so I mean, you do have to like you become used to the heat, but it's dry heat and it's infrared. So infrared is like the same kind of heat that the sun gives us,
Okay.
except you're inside of a sauna, so it's nice dry air. You're not being burned by the rays of the
By
sun,
the
which
sun.
I love the sun, but I don't want to work out under it. But yeah, it's I love infrared heated workouts. I can't talk more. I just say so many good things about it. Like I work at the dang place. I love it so much. Like I don't.
That's
It's
cool.
just yeah. I yeah. I love it.
Well, That's a testament to, like, if you're working somewhere and doing the workout, you must really enjoy it.
Yes, I do. I enjoy it to probably a level that is a borderline crazy, but whatever. It's good.
Passionate. We can go with passionate. That's a good thing to be passionate about.
It is. It is a good thing.
Yes. Yes. So, what kind of resources do you recommend whenever you're talking to other fasters?
I always like to start people out with a book. If you're new to fasting, of course, any of Jen Stevens' books are my go-to. Um, her latest one, which was whatever the latest on, Delayed Don't Deny, great book, but it was kind of like preliminary. The more comprehensive one.
Fast, feast, repeat?
Thank you. I know
Yes.
my brain is off at the moment. I
It's
need
still
to.
morning.
It is. So yeah, that's the book I kind of would recommend. But resources as to far as like if you're in your fasting journey and you already know all the things, obviously like get an app to make yourself accountable. There's so many of them out there. But get a good community too. Get a good support system. I think that's pretty key
Okay.
to just for the long term. You don't need the community forever. I'm not in very many fasting. I still have my fasting group, but like I don't really like participate in other fasting groups that much, just because like I I I I just don't. I do it to encourage others sometimes, but like I don't need it for me. But I did in the beginning. It was awesome. Like I was in
Yes.
Jin's all of her groups that she used to have on Facebook, and it was very very crucial to my journey was having that community. And I formed friendships, virtual friendships with a lot of great folks like you. And
Yes.
it's been a great ride, and here we are still.
Yes. So there, yep, you could find community through anywhere, right?
Absolutely.
The one tip I would give people though is whenever you do search for a group that is clean fasting.
Yes. Yes,
And I
otherwise you'll
also
be
tell
like,
people don't look for groups that are supporting very long fasts. I've ran into those as
yes.
well, and I don't
Mhm.
I don't like those either. But yours is called Clean Fasting Crew.
Yes.
I have one just started. It's very small, but it's the Pause and Fast podcast, but we're all clean fasters.
Yes.
But yeah, you could find paid community or free community everywhere.
Yeah. There's tons of communities out there, and like if your own, I would say your own people, like your family and stuff aren't on board yet, don't get discouraged. Don't listen to the noise, don't listen to the haters as they say, because if fasting became mainstream, if doctors started prescribing fasting instead of medication, the entire healthcare system would absolutely collapse. That's why there's so many people and noise and chatter, especially now about fasting, how it's too extreme, or maybe you see people doing these extreme fasts to get, their results sooner. I would just say keep your eye on your own journey, keep your eye on the clean fast, pay attention to your body, find a great community.
Yes, because there's a lot of noise out there.
So
And
much.
often when you have time to dig a little deeper and you see who is funding some of this research, it always leads back to where the money's going.
It's all about the money because fasting's free. Why would they ever encourage you to fast? It is the oldest, most ancient form of medicine there is. And yet, hardly any doctor will recognize it as a prescription for healing. I have a few doctors, they all know that I'm an intermittent faster. And every single one of them is very supportive. Why? Because I've been here for 6 years doing the same thing and all of my labs look great. I'm
Yep,
healthy. And the proof is in the freaking pudding, people. So ignore the noise and you do you,
you do you. If you feel hungry or like you are going to pass out, then eat something.
please.
But once you let your body adjust, it's kind of magical how it works.
It's so magical. So magical. The freedom, the health benefits, the body recomposition, all of it. It's magic.
Well, and I'm just so happy too. You mentioned your children, but they're seeing the healthiest version of you as well. Someone who's focused on their healthiest self.
They've actually never, they don't remember me as an unhealthy. They see pictures because in 2020, my kids were 4 and 2. They were
Okay.
young. Well, maybe 5 and 2 if I'm doing that correctly. But yeah, they were little and they don't really recall me being heavy. So to them, I've always been this way. But I show them, I'm like, look, this is how I used to look, and they're always like, that's not you. And I'm like, it is.
It is.
It is. But I feel very blessed because I have this tool and I'm always going to have this tool. It's with me forever. And because of that, I'm going to be able to be there and pass this tool on to my kids should they ever need it when they become grown-ups.
Right, right. You're showing them a healthy solution to
Yeah.
keeping their weight low if they need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And to keep
Yes.
healthy more than anything. Yeah.
And more than anything, yes,
Yeah.
I should reiterate that. That's something I like to mention too, just my husband is also a faster as well.
Same.
So, does he do it for weight loss or what are some of his whys?
So interestingly enough, my husband has been on his fasting journey just as long, well, a little bit less than I have, a couple months less than I have. And he's still on his weight loss journey.
Okay.
He has a bit of insulin resistance, and a major snacking problem. He still sticks to his clean fast every single day, but his food, I'd say choices mixed with quantity of food, like how much he's eating, has he hasn't gained any more weight, but he's not where he wants to be. He's still on that journey. He's about 10 pounds out from where he wants to be at this
Okay.
point. But he was started at like 250 and he's like down to like 210. So like and he hasn't
Yeah.
gained any weight. He's 48 years old. Like
And he's living his lifestyle that he
he
likes
lives his
too.
life, he doesn't
My
really feel
husband's about the
restricted.
same. He lost about 20 pounds. He says he'd
Mm,
like to lose a little more, maybe in the summer when he's working out and doing yard work.
yeah.
Same kind of thing. He still eats not as well as I do, right?
Yeah, no, it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
But you know what he does say, and this is so fascinating to me. This is not my husband, right? I don't know where it came from, but out of nowhere, he's like, I want cheeseburgers, but do we have lettuce and tomato? And I'm like, who are you? Or all of a sudden, pizza. He's like, I want supreme pizza. That wasn't him. He was a pepperoni
Oh,
guy, and now he likes more vegetables on his stuff, and
yeah.
he his food choices have changed. But the reason I brought that up is because right now he's not really doing it for weight loss, I would say, but he talks all the time about how much better his inflammation is, his
Uh,
back pain,
yeah.
his shoulder pain, his foot. He's like, his IBS is gone. Like you said, he's not taking
Mhm.
Prilosec anymore. So to me, that just reiterates that this is not just for weight loss. Even fasting, while
Yeah,
still eating the things that you love, will help you
correct.
in some way.
Yep. And I feel like it's a total win for him because he's seen all the health benefits. Who cares if he doesn't lose another pound? I mean, look at all the health benefits he's received so far. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
he likes being a big guy. That doesn't bother him. The inflammation was bothering him. The
Yeah.
medications were bothering
Oh
him.
my gosh, yeah.
He's off of his blood pressure
Oh my
medication.
gosh, I love that.
I did too. What a wonderful thing. He even experienced the whole thing where he was still taking it and started feeling lightheaded. So I got to
Mhm.
witness that whole thing. He's like, I feel
Yeah.
weird. I was like, maybe you don't need it anymore. And it turns out he doesn't.
Oh my gosh, what a win, man. I love
What
hearing
a
that stuff.
win.
I get more excited about that stuff than I do about numbers. I mean,
Yeah,
listen, the numbers are great. They really are. I cheer for anyone who loses weight. But when you tell me thrown out a prescription, that you've reversed your whatever, your insulin resistance, whatever it
your
is,
cholesterol is down,
right?
anything like that.
Like
I'm even more happy.
that is the best. That's the best news to me. I'm more happy about that than any weight loss any day.
Absolutely. The weight loss gets attention and starts the conversation sometimes, but
Yeah,
I'm always just I'm so interested in hearing about the non-scale
me too.
victories.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Awesome. So what advice would you give someone who's just beginning intermittent fasting or if they're considering starting intermittent fasting?
Start slow. Start slow. Start with something you can achieve. Like start at a 12-hour fast. Like, do you sleep? Yes. Then you fast. Okay. So start very, very slow. Start by pushing your breakfast back maybe an hour. Okay. And then go from there. Take a little bit more off every single day and enjoy the ride because it's a good one. It's a good one. Don't get so hung up in the hard part at the beginning that you fall off and just keep going with the clean fast every day, even if it's a short fast. Be consistent because that's what makes and builds habits. And that's how you get discipline. And you 100% have to look at this as a discipline. If you don't, then you probably will fail. If you want to add a discipline to your life that's going to give you food freedom, give you sustainable weight, give you absolute health and wellness, then this is for you. But you have to understand that anything worth getting to that's good you're gonna go through some hard times. And this is not a linear situation. Your journey will not be linear. You'll have bumps in the road. You might have setbacks. You might have plateaus. You might gain a few pounds. Don't let that discourage you. Just get right back onto your clean fast the next day. Start it again. Just keep going, and day after day, and you'll get to where you'll be. Promise.
Promise. Just keep
Promise.
fasting. That's the answer.
That's right.
I love that. Anything else you'd like to share with the audience today, Michelle? Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking to me. It really has been a lot of fun, and it's always so nice to catch up with an old friend. Hopefully we'll get to talk again and see how things are going.
Yeah, 100%. Anytime. Just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thanks,
You have a
Erika.
great day.
You too, hon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Pause and Fast podcast. It truly means the world to have you here showing up for yourself and for this community. So please remember to subscribe to this channel and like and share this video with anybody who's interested in intermittent fasting. If you want to keep the conversation going, then please join us at the Pause and Fast Facebook group. It's where we connect with each other and support each other on this journey. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more fasting tips and advice. And if you feel compelled to share your journey, I would be honored to hear it. So please email me at pause.and.fast@gmail.com. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. So thank you again for listening. And until then, I'm cheering you on. So let's keep moving forward for great health together. Have a great day.